Welcome to another Connection here on TKO8 Television. Dennis King, thanks for joining us on the Connection Show this week. Each week we come into our studio and have various organizations come in, individuals from those organizations, to talk about what is important around our viewing area, and we cover about 5 counties, and we always like to have these organizations come in and explain what they're doing. They're always looking for volunteers in most cases, but some very important organizations that we have to deal with on a daily basis, and some really good ones. We got kind of a different show today. The first part of our show, we're going to talk about something very important. Unfortunately, it's fall and it's flu season. We're going to discuss that a little bit. Second part of it has to do with fall as well, but maybe a little bit on the brighter side. It's Harvest Homecoming next weekend. Stay with us. We'll be back in a moment.
Whether you're hunting, fishing, or tailgating, Clay Maxey Ford has you covered. That's right, near or far, when it comes to getting you where you want to go, America's best-selling truck, the F-150, is up to the challenge.
You can depend on our vehicles, our prices, and most importantly, our people. So come see us today at Clay Maxey Ford in Harrison and in Berryville, or visit us online at claymaxeyford.com and claymaxeyfordberryville.com.
Sullivan Pharmacy has been serving your prescription needs for over 40 years. Our professional staff is glad to assist you with prescriptions, over-the-counter medicines, and healthcare products. Stop by Sullivan Pharmacy if you have questions about Medicare Part D, and we'll be glad to help. If you're in a hurry, use our convenient drive-through window so you don't have to get out of your car. Sullivan Pharmacy, 731 North Main Street in Harrison, helping you feel better since 1965.
Back on Connection here on TKO8 Television. Today our first 2 guests comes from the Boone County Health Unit here in Harrison. Tammy McCutcheon comes in about every year to talk to me, and she's brought a victim. No, she's brought a helper. Karen Coolidge, who's an RN, thank you for coming in. We appreciate you both coming in today.
She's our clinic coordinator at the health
clinic
department.
coordinator,
Yes.
excuse me. But so you've got support today,
Yes.
in case I put you on the spot.
Exactly.
It's always good. Real quickly, before we get in, and we'll let Karen kind of talk about the flu side of it. It is flu season coming up, but a lot of people don't realize maybe what the health unit does, and I had a real good experience with it not too long ago. Briefly, I needed a copy of a birth certificate. Didn't have one, couldn't find it. Whatever, at my age you lose a lot of things. But I looked online, it said you can get it through your health department, Arkansas Department of Health. So I thought, well, I'll go out here and maybe they can give me a form and I'll send it in. So I go out there. Long story short, they gave me a form, fairly simple, filled it out, gave it back, said, how long do you think it'll be before I get my birth certificate back? And the young lady said, well, if you've got about 10 minutes, we'll give it to you right here. So it was quite a surprise to me. I had like 3 copies of it made so I'd have extra ones, and it was a good service. And Tammy's telling me, well, that's kind of a new service they do, but you do a lot of things out there. Maybe people don't even know all the things you really do.
Usually people say, the health department, oh, you give shots.
That's exactly
their
right.
main, and we do. We give a lot of shots.
Give a lot of shots.
But we have maternity, we have family planning, which is a birth control program.
Yes.
We have WIC, which is Women, Infants, and Children. It's a supplemental food program. Immunizations, of course.
Right.
The birth certificate is fairly new for us. They've had it where you could go to Little Rock or send the application from here to Little Rock to get one. But now they've rolled it out in all the county health units to where someone can come in and get a birth certificate that day, within minutes, like you said.
And death certificates
Death
as well?
certificates. We've been doing death certificates for quite a while.
So both of those?
Yes, yeah. So birth certificates, you can get them that day. A lot of people need them for driver's license or different things.
You do. Well, anyway, so I just wanted to bring that up before we get into talking about flu season, et cetera, that actually the health unit, and if you don't know what they do, it's real simple. Go online if you have a computer, get access to one, and go to their website, and it shows you everything, that all the services that's offered through the Arkansas Department of Health, and obviously through our Boone County Health Unit. Thank you. That was I wanted to mention that. Okay, let's get into I love shots. Now, I got to tell you, this is really funny. What are you talking about? Tammy sits down, Karen sits down. They said, well, how many employees do you have? I said, well, I don't have very many. Well, we could come here and give you a shot. We should have just given you one on the show today. I said, no.
He about fainted in the floor.
That wouldn't have been a good idea. If you wanted me to make it through, you guys would have been on your own. I got it. But it is getting close, and we're right on top of flu season. Unfortunately, happens every year about the end of September, 1st of October, you get to thinking about it. Cool weather comes around, made me think about it, and so I gave Tammy a call and said, well, we better talk about this. She'd already sent us about the new, annual free vaccination clinic that they do right here in the Harrison area. We're going to talk about that. But it slips up on us sometimes, and it's very important that we know what needs to be done, and we're going to kind of talk about the symptoms and the age group and all the different things. So let's get into it a little. We'll elaborate about the event itself, which is taking place in Harrison. You want to let Karen kind of talk about a little bit about it?
Sure.
You sent me some questions, which I knew some of the answers to part of it. First one is, who should get a flu shot? A lot of people don't think, well, I don't need one. I've never had the flu.
Anybody who doesn't want to have the flu needs to get a
That's
flu
a-
shot.
okay.
Anyone 6 months of age or older.
Uh-huh.
And this year we're going to have our flu mist available, which we have a limited number of doses on that. So
Okay.
we're hoping to have those all at our mass this year. Anybody who has chronic illness like diabetes, heart disease, cancer, asthma, those type things, they need to have flu shot.
Pregnant women.
Pregnant women.
So,
high.
so basically, what you're saying is anyone that maybe their immune system might be a little
Compromised,
lower, or compromised,
That's
a little
in the
bit
high
lower.
risk groups,
Higher
yeah.
risk groups.
Yeah.
Back to you just mentioned about the shots in the mist. I've heard the mist is kind of the new thing, I guess, over the last several years. Does it do the same thing? Is it?
It does the same thing. It's a new and improved formula this year, so hopefully they're going to
Okay.
get better results with it this year.
Okay.
But they're both comparable this year. They seem to be, or they told us they are. So
Okay.
that's what we're crossing our fingers about.
So is there an advantage? I mean, other than somebody like me that's chicken about a shot, if other than just not wanting to get a shot, who would do the mist?
The children who are 2 years of age up to 49 years old.
Okay.
So there's a little bit of a
Little difference
so
there.
I don't know about you, but I wouldn't be able to get the mist.
No, well, the 2 is out and the 49 is way back there. Now, Tammy, don't be laughing at me. Okay. So what, as we go into it, what's some of the symptoms? I mean, how do you know if you've even starting to get the flu?
Generalized body aches, a fever, sudden onset fever,
Okay.
coughing, runny nose, those types of things. And you may have some of those symptoms and not even realize, hey, I might be, feeling like the flu is coming
Right.
on. And you can be contagious during those
During
times.
that
You're most contagious around 3 to 4 days out.
Okay.
Okay, so if I'm sitting here talking to you and I'm not feeling 100%, and I'm talking to you and my voice is carrying droplets of flu in this room, you could be exposed to flu if you've not had your flu shot.
right.
So, and it can live on inanimate objects for up to 48 hours. It's a virus.
And
So
I'm assuming that's why the kids in school, because they touch everything.
everything,
put stuff in
and
their
they
mouth, so
share,
it really goes
and they
quick.
share. Yes,
Yeah, and
yes.
I know Tammy, do y'all still go out to the schools
yeah.
and do your
Yeah, we do
school?
all the Boone County schools.
All the schools.
The first one is the 9th, and that'll be Alpena's where we'll
Okay.
start. That's after Mass, but
Right.
yeah, we go to all the Boone County schools.
I thought you did.
Yeah.
Don't want to get into specifics, but I know each year the CDC, they have to look, there's different strains. And that's why actually we were talking about, I said, can you get a shot in July? And you said, well, it might be the old strain that probably haven't come out, which means it might be totally different than what we're looking
Absolutely,
for this
yeah,
year. So
absolutely.
they really
So-
have to change it every
Yes,
every
yes.
year to keep up
Yep.
keep up with what's going on there. Okay, well, let's talk about the clinic a little bit. Tammy, you have the free clinic. Are you still doing it this year at the same place?
Yes, at the Eagle Heights Baptist Church, and it'll be on Friday, October the 5th.
Okay.
We'll be there from 8 to 5:30.
Okay.
Walk in. It's literally probably about a 10-minute visit by the time you
Yep.
get parked. You
Yep.
walk in because we have, of course, our nurses, other volunteer nurses, and then we have the student nurses from the college. They always
Okay.
help us out.
That's good.
So we have lots of nurses giving vaccines, so it goes pretty quickly.
Does it hurt?
No, not a bit. Not a bit.
I was just kidding. Okay, people that are watching, if and you want to take advantage of this, what do they need to bring if they have, like me, I've got Medicare insurance or whatever? What do you need to bring with you?
We have them bring their Medicaid, Medicare, or private insurance
Okay.
cards so we can get that information. A lot of times we have them bring their driver's license. That way we can get their address and stuff
Okay.
off of it, but they can tell us that. So
Okay.
just mainly those cards. If you don't have any of those resources, it's free.
Okay.
So don't worry about it. Just still come on in.
You want everybody
Yes.
that wants a flu
Flu
shot to get
yes,
there, obviously.
definitely.
Well, that's good. And I knew, again, I'm on Medicare and I've got a supplemental, but most insurance companies, obviously, they want you to do shots like the flu shots because it's preventive medicine. It's much less expensive for them to pay bills when it's preventive
Yes,
than it is
yes.
after the fact. So, can you die with the flu? I mean, can you?
You can
is it
die with the
serious
flu,
enough?
and you can also develop complications
Okay.
from not, if you develop the flu, like pneumonia or bronchitis or sinus infection, and those are there's some life-threatening complications that you can develop from having the flu,
Wow.
and people don't realize it.
Probably as important as anything, and another reason to get a flu shot, I would assume, is that it keeps you from giving it to somebody
To
else.
someone else.
That you might be taking care of somebody
Yeah.
in their home, and you certainly don't want to give them the flu. So.
Right. If somebody's out there and on Friday, the October 5th, they just can't get to the clinic, what's some other ways that we can still get the?
They can come by the health unit after that. That next Monday will be open 8 o'clock, and they can, no appointment necessary. Just come in and excuse me, tell them that they need the flu vaccine, and we can give it to them then.
I have seen some promotion or ad stuff on it. It started actually, where some of the mass merchandisers, big box stores are doing flu shots. Now, do they do the same thing, or are they charging insurance to do? Is it free?
I don't know. I have not talked to anybody else that's given them. Like we go to like different businesses, the state police,
Yes.
sheriffs. We go to different businesses
got
in
a lot of
town, and we just, if they have insurance, we take it. So.
Okay, try to make it
Yeah,
easy.
yeah.
And I guess you can always go. In fact, last year I missed for some reason I didn't make it to the mass clinic, so I went to my doctor's office, and they just gave it to me and they filed the insurance.
Yes, pharmacies have it.
Yes.
All the pharmacies. So we're just concerned about people. Wherever you get the flu shot, just get one.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
Yeah. Well, I'm really was glad to hear back when they did come out with the mist thing. I know kids have a really difficult time with shots sometimes, so I'm sure the mist made it a lot easier for you to go in the schools and do the.
Yeah.
It seems, there's a lot of anxiety
Yes.
that you might be able to relate to, but a lot of people have anxiety about getting a shot, and especially younger children, but it just anytime you go in to get any kind of medical procedure, you've got some anxiety, but when the idea of you're thinking somebody's going to stick a needle in
Yeah.
your arm,
Versus
so
a
we're glad to
mist.
be able to offer that, although it's limited,
Yeah, it is.
so.
Yeah. Really do appreciate you both coming in today. We got about a minute. Let's go again, Tammy, to tell the date, time, and let's go through it one more time.
Okay, it'll be our mass flu clinic. It'll be at the Eagle Heights Baptist Church on October the 5th
Okay.
from 8 to 5:30.
8 till 5:30.
And we'll be going through the lunchtime, so a lot of people come, at lunch and
Right.
are in and out. So
And I must say that if you haven't been to the clinic, they do move you through very quickly. Have a lot of good volunteers there, and so it's not like you got to stand in line 30 or 45 minutes. So don't worry about it. If you've got a quick few minutes at lunch, and that's the only time you can go over there, they'll get you normally within 10 minutes, 15 at the most. You'll be through there and out, and it's you'll save yourself a lot of pain, and you'll save the opportunity for your friends, your neighbors, your family, and your children maybe from getting the flu. Thank you both for coming.
Thank
Karen,
you.
thanks for coming
Oh,
in.
you're
I do
welcome. It's
appreciate
good to
it.
be
It's good
here.
to have you with Tammy, and we do appreciate the Boone County Health Unit and all the services that you provide here
Thank you.
for the community. Stay with us. Be back in a moment. We're going to talk about Harvest Homecoming. It's just around the corner. Stay with us.
Stop in at White Oak Station on Capps Road in Harrison and fill up with Shell gasoline, the highest quality gasoline with more miles per gallon, saving you money. Sign up for the Fuel Rewards card and save 5 cents per gallon every time. Plus, get an extra 5 cents off on Razorback Wednesdays. That's a savings of 10 cents per gallon. Check out their expanded deli and hot and cold food items. Capps Road, White Oak Station, where customer service is their #1 goal.
Crystal clear mountain streams, river rapids, and rolling hills with endless valleys. The beauty of the Ozarks we often take for granted. At Magnus Toyota, we never underestimate the value of our customers. As a third-generation family-owned business, Magnus Toyota has been operating here in the Ozarks for over 50 years. When we make a new deal, we make a new friend. Stop in and visit us today and see why our customers say we're the best. Magnus Toyota, your hometown Toyota dealer on Highway 65 North in Harrison.
Back on Connection here on TKO8 Television. Dennis King, thanks for joining us on the Connection Show this week. Our next part of the show has to do with Harvest Homecoming and all the activities, including a big motorcycle rally coming up next weekend. It's fall in the Ozarks and trees are starting to turn just a little bit. But if the trees haven't turned, this next guy has already turned to fall colors, Larry Sexton. Larry, beautiful shirt. I like that.
Thank you.
You're looking good. You're fallish looking. Emily Powers, thanks for coming in, both of you.
Yes, thank
We're
you.
going to kind of split the show up a little bit. We're going to talk about Harvest Homecoming part of it, and then we're going to let Larry talk about the big motorcycle rally and all the bikers that's going to be coming to town. How's everything going on the Harvest Homecoming planning?
It's going good. We've got lots of vendors in, and we've got lots of activities planned, some new food vendors that we're really excited to try out. There's going to have live music both days, Friday afternoon, and then all day Saturday. So we've got lots of things going on and pretty much something for everybody.
On the vendor side of it, I guess as normal, you'll have a few food vendors, but you have more arts and crafts.
A lot of crafters, a really wide variety of vendors this year, so we're super excited to see all the different things that they bring in. Some, a little bit of crafts, some farmers market people, the master gardeners will be there to sell some of their products, so we're excited to see all the different things.
If somebody's watching the show and maybe they would like to be a vendor, and there's so many different arts and crafts people in this part of the country, in this part of the state, and our viewing area, actually. But if they wanted to have a booth down there, how would they sign up and what's it cost and so forth?
We have a Facebook page they can follow us on. It's just 34th Annual Harvest Homecoming, Harrison, Arkansas.
Okay.
They can follow us on there and message us. They can contact me directly. My number is 870-416-4010, and I can get them an application. Like I said, the application's on our Facebook page, or we can email that to them as well.
And what's it cost?
For a 10x10 booth, it's $100. That gets you Friday and Saturday. The vendors are going to be set up from 9 to 6 both days.
Okay.
So you get a lot of selling time in that.
I was looking at what you gave me here. Let's see. So we obviously having music both days. What about if you want to bring the kids? They got anything to do?
Yes, yeah, we'll have lots of stuff for the kids. We're actually going to have a bounce house and a slide, so that'll be really fun. That will be free. They can jump and play as long as they want. And then we also have different groups and organizations in the area that are coming in to host different activities for us. So they'll have beanbag toss. One of them is doing a photo booth. They're going to have a scarecrow stuffing contest, I think. So just some fun different activities that are very fall related, oversized tic-tac-toe and checkers. So just fun different stuff that they can spend the afternoon kind of spending time with their family and getting out and enjoying the season. Yep.
I noticed on your for the musical entertainment, I don't know all of these groups, but I'm assuming I do know the one group, Unashamed band. So you're going to have a pretty good mix of music?
We've kind of had all of these have come to us and said, can we play? And so we're like, sure, if you want to play. There will be music at y'all's event too, I know. So we really hadn't tried to get a lot of music, but they've come to us and said, please let us. So we are glad to have them, and we have been kind of featuring them with as well as our other vendors on our Facebook page, just to kind of tell people the different varieties of music that they can expect to see from each of them.
Okay. Well, before we get to Larry, I noticed you having a car show.
Yes.
Now, when is? Tell a
Yes,
little bit about
the car show will be on Saturday. It'll be from 3 to 6, and it will be on the square on Willow Street and Rush Street.
Okay.
And then possibly Main. We are not sure how many cars we're going to have, but we know there's going to be lots of activity going on down there. So it's possible that we will overflow into Main Street right there on the square as well. And they'll have, different trophies and things like that. But it's the Out of the Woods car show that does it every once a month in town. So
Okay.
they've got a big crowd coming.
Come in for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, is it separate? I mean, if somebody wanted to enter a car, do they contact somebody differently?
Yes, that would be Michael Carr, and I can get him the number for him.
Okay.
Or that's on our Facebook page.
It's on the
again.
Facebook page. So
Yeah,
same
we use that a lot, and that's an easy way to kind of let everybody know the information and an easy way to get it out there.
Cool. Well, let's go over to Larry. Larry, let's talk about the Ozarks big bike rally that you're going to be having the same weekend, I guess.
It is the same weekend, and we have big things planned this year. We
Good.
have, like was mentioned before, we have music starting at 3 o'clock on Friday, going till about 11 o'clock Friday night. Starts at 1 o'clock on Saturday and also goes till about 11 o'clock. We have some great groups coming, some local groups, and some national acts also. We have James White, which is a local guy here who is a fantastic job for us. He played last year and had rave reviews. He'll be opening up for us on Friday.
Okay.
Then we have Headley Lamar, the Nick Reed Band, and our headliner for Friday night is Anthony Gomes, one of the truly great blues artists of our time. So he's a headline for Friday night. Then Saturday, we start out with Southern Confession, which is also a local group here. We go with White Fox Kill, Free Whiskey. Then we go into more national acts. Here we have Jesse Keith Whitley, who is Keith Whitley's son, be performing starting at 7 o'clock. And then we have the music of Leonard Skinner at 9 o'clock with the Artemis Pyle Band. Artemis was actually the drummer for Leonard Skinner, and he was in the plane crash. They're fantastic. If you haven't heard them, look them up on YouTube. You will be impressed.
Wow.
And we want everybody to come out.
Wow. Now, Larry, for the viewing audience, where's all this going to take place for the rally itself?
Everything is going to take place in Lake Harrison Park. We have the entire park set up. We have vendors. We've actually doubled our vendor count from last year, so our event is growing by leaps and bounds, and we're so proud of that. And it is also open to everyone.
Okay.
It's very family friendly. Bring the kids. There'll be activities there for them also, the beanbag toss and several other things that a lot of the vendors are bringing and setting up for that.
Okay. So is there some overflow, if you will, in your activities? Like, are you going to have anything on the square?
We are actually having a bike show on Saturday. Registration starts at noon on Saturday. Show up, register your bike. There will be trophies awarded. It goes from 12 to 4. Then the winners will be announced at the performances on the main stage on Saturday night.
Okay.
We also have guided rides starting at 9 o'clock on Thursday. All you have to do is show up, sign the waiver, and go on the ride. We've got, I think, 5 different rides going throughout the 2 days. Last year, we received rave reviews from that. People loved it, especially people from outside the area. And actually, a lot of the people local like to have the guided tour because they learn a little bit of history about the area that they may have not known also.
I get you. Speaking of that, which I think that's a great idea with all the different areas that we have that are wonderful for motorcycle riding. So these guided rides, is it somebody locally kind of doing and explaining to the group, whoever goes with them type
Yes,
thing?
we have local guides that know the roads, know the history and everything, and they will be explaining the ride as they go. So people have loved it. It's gotten one of our best reviews so far on that.
Just, I mean, I don't know this. How many bikes do you think you're hoping to have? It's kind of hard to put a number, I'm sure.
It's hard to put a number on it. Weather is a huge factor always.
Yes.
We started out with about 3,000 on our first year. This is our third. We doubled that last year, and we're hoping to increase that significantly again this year.
Well, I would think, you know, you're coming off of the big Bikes Blues barbecue weekend the previous weekend over in Northwest Arkansas, and a lot of those people, you know, in the fall, they love to get out when it's a little cooler and get on the bikes and go different places and various events. So this is a good playoff, I think, for that to be that close to it, I would think.
In the past, we've been 2 weeks after Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue. This year, we're the weekend after theirs.
Right.
So we're hoping that is also going to increase our numbers. A lot of people come in for Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue, and hopefully they're going to stay one more week and have see our event.
Yeah. Well, I know I've had friends. I've had a motorcycle through the years, different couple of them. I've never got into it big time, but I've had friends that do, and they're like a lot of hobby things that you do. A lot of them do kind of look in an area of the country, particularly if they're from out of state or from and they'll go in, if they got vacation time, they'll go in and they'll spend time. Many of them don't necessarily ride their bikes. They trailer them in and then get off and go riding and then go back to wherever they're staying, which we hope they're staying in Harrison.
Absolutely. Yes. The hotels love that, hope they're staying in Harrison, and so far it's looking like most of them are staying in Harrison.
Yeah.
Restaurants love it also.
Yeah. We love it too.
The two, just for the public's knowledge of this, now Harvest Homecoming, is that, who's doing that? Is that the downtown?
That's a Historic Harrison Business Association.
Okay.
So the group is mainly business owners downtown.
Okay.
People who have had really strong involvement in the town, in the downtown area.
Okay.
But we're always looking to expand that membership as well.
And then on the other side, Larry, is it CVB?
The CVB is hosting the event, but we couldn't do it without all the sponsors that are helping us also. Yeah, and we have a large number of people.
I know you have a lot of participation there. Well, gosh, between across on Lake Harrison, the pavilion area and all that, and then all downtown, you can't ask for a better attraction, all centralized in kind of one location.
Yes, for sure.
So they can go, and then I'm sure you'll get them going back and forth, you know.
Yes.
And we do have the shuttle.
Yes, we have a shuttle picking people up at the hotels, bringing them to our event with a stop at the Harvest Homecoming also.
Oh,
so it works for everyone.
Makes it a lot easier on them if they don't want to.
Really easy for them to get from place to place.
Well, that's good. Well, of course, right, Larry, you mentioned that the true success is always the weather.
Exactly.
If you got good cooperation, and we have weather like we're having right now going into the early fall season, people will get out, and whether they've got a motorcycle or whether they're just coming in for Harvest Homecoming or whatever, they'll come in and participate in the event, and you'll have lots and lots of people. So keep your fingers crossed, Larry.
We are.
We don't want any of that rain coming in. Thank you both, Emily. Thank you for coming in. Larry, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
And we do appreciate it. Good luck with the event, and I hope you have record crowds, lots of bikers coming into town, lots of visitors coming in, and maybe those visitors will come back and stay permanent with us sometime if they like our community. We do appreciate it.
For sure.
Thanks for joining us on the Connection Show this week. We hope we got some information out to you that perhaps you didn't know about. Join us each week as we have various organizations come in and tell us what's going on in your viewing area. Thanks for joining us.
KTKO Channel 8 Harrison. Local television worth watching.
We all need the help of a pharmacy from time to time. Sullivan Pharmacy would like to thank all their customers for supporting them as an independent local pharmacy. When you trade with an independent pharmacy, you deal with an owner that supports the local economy and charities. Visit Sullivan Pharmacy for any of your over-the-counter or prescription needs. It's important to keep helping those that help the community. Sullivan Pharmacy, 731 Main Street, Harrison, serving this area since 1965.